Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Amen. To some of you that doesn't know me, my name is Pastor Andrew, and I've been the pastor of this church for been a while. So you might be asking, wow, the church is celebrating 29 years of God's faithfulness. I just would like to give you a very brief, I hope I could finish this in less than 5 minutes. That's really a struggle, making 29 years into less than 5 minutes. So let me just try my best here. Sorry, can we have the, okay. So, a brief history of the Philippine International Christian Church, or the FilChurch's family, as we all know. So, almost 30 years. So I break it down into the first 10 years, the second 10 years, and then the third 10 years. So some of us here have been there from the very beginning. So let me just, so the church was established in 1993. So that was the beginning. That was the year. So I'm just going to highlight some of the beginning years. So it was the Filipino International Fellowship. We have the congregation back in Van Nuys, a very big Filipino congregation, one of the biggest congregations of the Philippine American community. We have our church there, and then they have this vision of sending churches outreach. So we have an outreach in Santa Clarita. There's also someone in LA, downtown LA, and then there's also one here in the west side, which is Reseda. The first home Bible study started in 1993, May, June of 1993. So every week they were having this Bible study at the house of my parents, Marina and Rudy Afable, and they were having this every week. Every week they were having Bible studies. So it was Pastor Aaron who was teaching them. And then after a year of Bible study, so that was still 1993, they decided, okay, 1994, October 3, 1994, they decided, hey, why don't we just have a house church? And so the beginning of the journey really is they have, so my mom bought this townhouse in Chatsworth, and they had this house church in 1994, October 3, and that was the first worship service. It was just crazy. It was just, the ministry was really growing. It was just every week, it was growing until finally the house cannot accommodate anymore the house church. So they decided, let's look for a bigger place. So in 1995, they found this church, United Methodist Church of Winnetka. Oh, I miss that place. And we were renting, that little place. We were not renting the sanctuary because the Methodist Church is only using that for themselves. So they allow us to use the fellowship hall. So in 1995, we had our worship service in the fellowship hall. And guess what? It was just, amazingly, it was bigger, and bigger. And then in 1996, we decided, I came in October 1996, so I told, hey, Pastor Edgar, why don't we just use the main sanctuary, because we are already outgrowing the fellowship hall. Okay, so we decided in 1996, October, we moved from the fellowship hall to the main sanctuary. So we had our first October 1996, and this was a year after this picture. And I was the assistant pastor, Pastor Florendo. Why the silence change? Napansin niyo yung voluminous hair? Okay. Anyway, so I was the pastor, and then Pastor Florendo was already little by little turning over, because the church, remember the church in Van Nuys was already becoming also too big. And so he wants to concentrate in Van Nuys Church. So eventually, I was left Oh, that was John Coates. That was in 1997. Okay. Okay, so I became the pastor of the church in here in Winnetka. There was in 1991, I was officially the senior pastor of the church. There were so many things that happened. And then we are still having our service in the main sanctuary. Some of these were the early members of that church. And then 2003, that was really when it really picked up. 2003, because in 2003 we had our first conference. 2003 we had our first conference in Port Hueneme. Oh, it was. If you attended our conference, this was the beginning. 2003 was the very beginning of the conference. It was just okay. Very few. I mean, I know there's very few there, but we were one big happy family, and we were just enjoying the time together. And then that same year we had the musical cantata every year. For the next, I can't remember. Every year we have musical Easter, and then we have December musical. We love musicals. We have a lot of costumes. Oh, the kids have musical presentation at Christmas. The adults have the Easter. And then the second decade, 2004, 2013. It was amazing. It was really amazing. It was just by the grace of God, we ministered to a lot of people. We increased the families, the outreach. This place cannot be filled by the United Methodist Church, but as a Filipino community, we were filling up the church. Well, I have said there were musical for Christmas, adult for and it was just amazing. It was just, so we had a lot of events, activities, that we became so focused only with preaching preaching the gospel. And then the kids, we have so many kids, and the kids were so involved with a lot of musicals. But we remained focused in our worship service, preaching. Oh, you see that? You see that little girl there? That was many pounds ago, okay? It was, I don't know, for one region, it was amazing. People were coming, people were being blessed. We were baptizing people left and right. It was amazing. We invited Desma, Ray Fuentes, the Papuri. We have a lot of events, huh? It was just amazing. We have our couples. We even have our couples. Couples ministry, the youth, the YSF. And then comes the end of 2013, and we have to leave the place, because the United Methodist Church closed down, and they ended up selling the properties. So we wrap up 2013, and we moved out of the place. So 2014 to the present. So this place where, if you look this at 20600 Roscoe, you can't find this church anymore because it was demolished. And then they built up beautiful townhouses, amazing, beautiful townhouses. So what happened to us? What happened to the FilChurch's? Well, we ended up looking for available place. I ended up calling 100 places. Imagine that? 100 places. But God helped me. We knock on churches. Napakahirap po. It's just too difficult to look for. And then we ended up this place. It was a warehouse. It was just bare. This picture was taken January 1, 2014. No chairs, no aircon, no stage, nothing at all. but people still come, bless us, and minister to us. So this was our humble beginning. And then we rented folding chairs, and then eventually we received donations of the church pews. One thing I've learned in all of those years, you remain faithful because God is faithful. You go to the mountains, you go to the valleys, you go to the ups and downs of a church life. But one thing remains: God is faithful. We had our first service, 2014. I don't know if you remember. That was mine, and that was Hannah. Oh, this was one of our service. The very rare pictures we have at the very beginning. That was. Could you imagine that little boy was Maya now? Well, the ministry continues. The ministry continues. Water baptism to home Bible study, Easter presentation to Christmas, the trick or treat to the conference, trick or treat, the ministries to the elderlies, Stone Point. Oh, amazing. As I've said, the journey continues. And we will continue opening up the doors so that new families, new believers, even those who are lost, will continue to find the Lord Jesus Christ in our community. In all of these years, when I was preparing the pictures last night, this thought comes to my mind. The Christian journey is not measured in time. Our Christian journey is measured through the number of people we've met and blessed. And all God people say.